Right, hello. Well, I suppose it's just me and you, JP, for the moment, but we're live for the first ever time, or technically second ever time, because we just had a little 5 second technical hiccup on the first attempt. But yes, we thought we'd have a little try of live streaming, see what it's all about, dip our toes in the water, just simply because we're going over to Denmark next week, so we won't have the time to film flat out whilst we're abroad fighting against Bo and the Danish national team. We'll be too busy training for the Warlord GT in August. So we'll see if we can live stream whilst we're over there a little bit here and there, maybe a few snippets. Who knows? But it's good to try these things out before you need to do them properly. So here we are, and what a perfect opportunity, because I've got the US Rangers new plastic kit. Now, I don't even know when this is due to be released, to be honest. Warlord emailed me, they asked me, would I be interested in featuring it in a battle report? I, of course, said, count us in on the Schola Progenium battle reports of what we do. And literally the next day, I got home and special delivery, this box was waiting for me. So we need to get them built and painted. Before we can build and paint them, we need to crack into the box. So I'm going to try and avoid doing a full face reveal here with the reflection on the box, but what can you do? So this is the kit itself. Now, as you can see, it says it's good for mid to late war. So 1942 onwards, basically, from when the US got involved in the fighting. And some cool cover art if that's the kind of thing that you care about. In the back here, it tells us that we've got enough plastic components to make 30 US Rangers miniatures. There's a host of options, including the Garand, the M1 carbine, your Thompson, your bazooka, your bar, some Bangalore torpedoes, which is going to be great for reenacting Saving Private Ryan. Now, I put a community post up and I mentioned doing some reenactments of Band of Brothers, and that was just me not being able to read and write at the same time because I was so excited of having received the box. So yeah, it says, as you can see here, we've got additional heads inspired by the epic movie Saving Private Ryan. Now, I was having a little glance, and I'm not sure I can tell who is actually supposed to be who. I think maybe this guy on the right or second from left is Tom Hanks. I feel like third from the left is like the skinny, the dude who basically just gets people killed and sucks. With the typewriter, that guy, I can't remember his name. But it's, yeah, I think this guy on the left's the guy from New York with the bar. But yeah, not that easy to tell. Not trying to diss the kit or anything like that. It looks like an absolutely fantastic kit. Maybe it's just my familiarity with the models. We'll have to crack it open in a second and see if we can tell when we've got the sprues in our hands. Now let's have a look. It says the US Rangers, the elite Rangers of the US Army, were instrumental in many key actions in North Africa, Italy, Northwest Europe and the Pacific Theatre. So you can use these guys absolutely anywhere you like. The US Rangers also provided the core of the US and Canadian 1st Special Service Forces. Such was their great reputation. And then it just goes on to describe how basically it was based on the British Commandos, and it was all a great British idea, as per usual. So let's see. Let's crack into this bad boy. And I've got my clippers down here, and even a little bit of soup glue, just in case people turn up and maybe you guys convince me to start building up some models. Right, let's see what we can do. I've got this microphone and camera perched precariously, so if it all collapses and falls apart, you know why. Right. Love that bit. Nothing like the smell of factory fresh box of models. Gotta give it a sniff. I don't know about you guys, and that may just be me being extremely weird. It's funny because you probably see my brother, if any of you guys are fans of yeah, it looks like, JP, that these can be used in That's a good point. As far as I'm aware, I don't know of any theatre selectors, but this is getting ready for 3rd edition, obviously. So maybe that's a little clue that you've stumbled across there, JP. Maybe you'll be able to combine allies together in 3rd edition. Core of the US, Canadian first. Who knows? It doesn't look like it says British, but Canadians potentially. I don't know. If anyone in the chat knows about any current theatre selectors where you can combine Canadian and US forces, let me know. But I do know you can combine Rangers with the new French. I believe you can have inexperienced French if it's the new French army, not the early war stuff. I know you can combine Rangers with them because Sam told me. Right, let's have a look at what we're playing with here, people. So, before you begin, so I'm going to need my cutters. Got them. Got glue. Got it. Right, let's have a look. Right, all shall be revealed. As we can see here, we've got the different names and the heads, people. It's all spelt out, even for smooth brainers such as myself. So, additional heads inspired by, we've got Technical Sergeant Mike Horvath. We've got Captain John Miller. Yes, it's as I suspected. We've got Private Adrian Carpazzo. I don't know. I think he was the sniper, wasn't he? Private. Maybe I was right again. No, Richard Robert. I'm basically not correct. But the guy I thought was the wimp. It was actually the most epic hero, the sniper. So I've got them all a bit mixed up, but I did. Where's the sergeant? Sergeant's that one. Right. I see. Okay. Do I do him as wielding a bazooka or wielding a small arms? Would it be cool to have, because in the last battle, I need to rewatch the film. You're absolutely right, JP. Now, but in the last battle, he does have a bazooka, doesn't he? So do I do Sergeant Mike with a bazooka, operating the bazooka team of my new Rangers, or do I do him as maybe the buddy to my officer? Or who knows? Let me know what you guys think down in the chat and the comments. What should I build him? Maybe we should build this guy up in a minute once we've gone through the sprues, and we'll just go for it. We'll just super glue a bazooka or a carbine to him, depending on what you guys decide. Let's have a look what else we've got. We've got the Bangalore torpedo, ready for blasting that barbed wire on the beach assault. Of course, 80th anniversary of the assault, D-Day, coming up in June the 6th, of course. So it's a big year for it. Perfect timing. I believe World are doing some stuff. We're going to definitely be doing some stuff for that event, that's for sure. So, as we can see, we've got a nice set of wire cutters, picks, axes. We've got a nice demolition kit there. Shoulder flash included. Let's see what we've got, and then standard recommendation. But all good, standard, fair. And then on the back, here it is, people. This is what you've been looking for. The full list of kit. What are we dealing with? So, number one, we're looking at, we've got a Colt in holster. We've got heads. We've got a head and a steel helmet with M44 goggles. We've got some hand grenades. We've got Thompson pouches, ammunition bandoliers. It's all very similar to the existing American sprue. I did try to dig one up. I've got one somewhere that I was using for my partisans, but I couldn't find the sprue ready for the chat. I wanted to compare them side by side. Maybe it'll materialise at some point if I have a dig around in a minute. So, looks like we've got picks, we've got trench knives and scabbards, arms with Thompsons, flashlights. We've got this axe here, we've got the bazooka rocket. This is the list. I'm sure you can go back and pause this and have a look in your own time. I'm not going to read it all out now. I'm getting bored myself just reading a list of weapons. Let's have a look what we've actually got. Bases out of the way. And it's looking like, of course, 30 bases. So no spare bases there. And we've got here packed by Alexandra. Thank you, Alexandra. Let's have a look at the decals that we're working with here. So it looks like we've got all the ranking decals that we could want. Just standard American set, I believe. But we've got Ranger logos just here. I believe that's what those blue diamonds are. So I'm no expert. Maybe it's the little loops here. But this is your decals. We've got enough for 5 medics. Right, sprue time. So are they all the same? I think probably almost certainly. So does that mean we're getting multiple heads, all of the same characters? There doesn't seem to be a sprue just for the heads, and it did seem like the box said that. So we've just got loads and loads. We can do loads of extras, loads of stunt doubles, it seems like. Right, okay, let's see if we can identify this. Where we look in the top with the pistol. So this, here we go. These are the character. Let me see if I can get a better angle on that. So it seems like you get basically, well, it's going to be 6, isn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4, no, 5. So it's going to be 6 men on every sprue. It's looking like we've got a Neely guy, no one lying down, which is always nice. I'm not a massive fan of the lying down models. That's just my personal preference. But yeah, looking like different sculpt to the US Army. The bodies are fresh, and it's looking like they've been sculpted to go with the pre-existing weaponry. All this looks relatively familiar. I don't know if these axes are new. Anyone knows down below? Of course, anyone familiar? Let me know if those axes. And you've got a load of flashlights though, so everyone can have their flashlights. We've got a load of bayonets here, people. Plenty of conversion work they could go for. They could be useful for basically anyone. You could use those with your British commandos if you wanted. They're cool. That's rocket pouch, Bangalore, and a satchel charge there. That bar's certainly familiar, as is that SMG. So that's definitely just cut and paste straight out of the US infantry sprues there. But these bodies definitely different, of course, because they'll have to be, because obviously they're in Ranger smocks, Ranger kit. Not sure about that rifle. I think that rifle might be new. Not sure, not that sure. And then we're going to the Garands and the carbines. I'll have a little count up in a sec and let you guys know how much of everything we have. But it's looking like, if I flip this round, you get a set of 7 non-movie heads, if that makes sense. And then you get 5 or so movie heads on repeat. So you can do as many of those as you want. One box, you know, pass them around. One plastic kit amongst you and your mates. You can all have some movie characters, I suppose, with that. I don't really know what else you could do with that many of them. If we're looking, yeah, the rocket is exactly the same. That is exactly the same as the existing American sprue. Let me grab just 1 second. I know I've got a bazooka guy around here. Here we go. So yeah, if I just can see here, that rocket arm there on this partisan guy is exactly the same as that rocket arm there, and that pouch is exactly the same as that pouch there. Literally copy and paste. Same for the bazooka, is it? Looks to be. Yeah, just absolutely same thing. Right, okay guys, so we'll have a look what else we've got. What are these little things up here next to the daggers? Oh, we've got stick grenades, captured grenades, and that's basically it. I'm not really an unboxing guy. It looks really nice in terms of mold lines. Let me think what you guys might want to know about. In terms of mould lines, it seems like they're very, very clean. Really, really clean. Much better than some. This is probably the best kit in terms of quality of the moulds. I guess because they're brand new and fresh. I don't really claim to understand how that stuff works. But yes, all the water bottles and knives combined. So let's have a look at how many rifles we get on each sprue. So it's looking like, if I just hold it out here for you, we've got 1, 2, 3 Garands there. 3 Garands, we've got 1 M1 carbine. Another carbine over the shoulder. And then it's a bar. So there's only 5 actual rifles for every 6 men. So if you were wanting to go pure rifleman, you're either going to be using spares from other sprues in your collection, you're going to be using the sniper rifle, maybe cutting the scope of it and hoping no one notices, or hopefully it won't matter because you'll want to use either bars or Thompsons and so on and so forth. But if you were wondering, if you just want rifles, you've already got all the SMGs you need, then you've only got 5 rifles for every 6 men in the squad, and only 3 of those are Garands, 2 carbines, and 1 is over the shoulder, not in a combat ready position. You've got your 1 bar in total per sprue, which I suppose is reasonable enough. You've got your 1 sniper rifle, probably more than enough. And then you are looking at, of course, a bazooka in every sprue, and then it's looking like 1, 2 Thompsons, unless I'm very much mistaken. We've got 1 down here, and we've got 1 up here. I'm not seeing any others there. It's looking like 2 axes, 4 torches, so almost everyone can have a torch. We've got just more grenades than you can shake a stick at. All the extras you could possibly hope for. Yeah, that is the weapon loadouts. And in terms of backpacks, it's looking like you've got 5 of each variety, so you are going to have to take a mix. It's not going to be perfectly uniform. So if you can see here, we have 5 backpacks, one with a couple with daggers on them. And we've got 5 more that have entrenching tools attached. So can't go 100% perfect uniform. There is going to be a little bit of variety there, but that's not a thing at all, is it? Of course, you want to keep things mixed up. And then, yes, this is one of my favourite hands, actually. Let me just point this one out to you, just for personal. See if we can get focus on this. I love that grenade hand there, and that satchel also comes from the US sprue there. The reason why I know is that I've got that converted on my partisans as well. I'll show you what he looks like when he's glued together. Let me see. These guys just need finishing off. Yes. There we go. Super cool. Right. Well, guys, I suppose, unless you can think of any questions, if you've got any questions in the chat, I'll show you, because a couple more people have just logged on. I'll show you the sprues one more time. But unless you've got any questions, I can't really think of much more to add. We are, of course, going out to Denmark to fight Bo Mortensen. If you missed that at the start of the video, we'll be flying over next Friday. We're going to be spending the weekend dueling against Bo Mortensen and the rest of the Danish national team and anyone else Bo can find in Denmark for us to fight against. We're going to be training up, and hopefully this live stream has, been a nice little start, and we can try again over in Denmark. Maybe get you guys in on some live action on one of the days when we're over there, because we're there all weekend. We fly over Friday and we don't leave till Sunday evening, so we've got plenty of gaming ahead. So anyone got any questions on the kit at all? As I said, in case you missed it, it looks like there's 5 rifles for every 6 bodies, 2 SMGs, a sniper rifle and a bazooka on every sprue. So not enough rifles for everyone, but there are plenty of special weapons that you want to use, and I doubt you'd want to go without the bar, of course. Right, I'm just going to get the chat one sec. See. Well, anyone any questions? I'm happy to answer them. Otherwise, I think we'll probably wrap it up. I can get on with cooking a Sunday roast for me and the missus. So one more time, I'll show you the list of kit. But yeah, the bodies do look really cool, really crisp. As you can see. Cool poses, lots of action poses. Got leaning into the shot, strolling forward. A couple of guys running with bayonets. One guy, he's going to be obviously your NCOs, your dudes pointing, your dudes firing bazookas, all of that kind of thing. Plenty you can do with a kneeling guard. I don't know about you guys, I'm just not a fan of the lying down models. When you're forced to take lying down riflemen on a sprue, like in the British 8th Army sprues, I think they're on. Just not for me. Yeah, there we go. Oh, that's a new arm, isn't it? I think. Here we go. A new one for you, dude, carrying the helmet. Perfect, just like in the beach assault. When he gets his helmet knocked off, that classic moment at the start of Saving Private Ryan. You know, he puts his helmet back on, and it's filled with muddy, bloody water from the beach. Well, you can certainly replicate that now. I think. Show you those heads one more time. They're the normal heads. And these are the movie heads. They're the normal GI heads, I think. Maybe it's a mix. And then, yeah, you can tell that guy second from the right, that's definitely Sergeant Mike, isn't it? Absolutely no doubt about it. And Tom Hanks next to him. One over. Alright guys, well I hope that's shown you what you need to know. It's the first time I've live streamed, so it's probably a little bit erratic in all I've said and all I've done. But I don't think there's any more comments to respond to there, so I'm just going to leave you guys to it. I'm going to get on with my Sunday, get myself a nice dinner, and yeah, we'll see you guys midweek with another video. So goodbye. Oh, I hope you found this video. I have to do the classic, of course. I hope you found this video interesting and entertaining. This has been Schola Progenium. Thank you very much for your time. Goodbye.